here, magnificent Hawaii, islands of enchantment. Though most visitors to Hawaii come to relax, the Chinese and American athletes who have come to Honolulu have come to compete. And it's the first time the Chinese have ever been here. And in lifestyles, if not in miles, this is the other side of the world from Peking. Warm trade winds, the sweet fragrance of abundant flowers, and spectacular vistas are an attraction for everyone. And this is the center of it all, the beautiful city of Honolulu, where today there is a very special attraction. Hello, everyone. Greg Lewis and Nancy Thies Marshall inside Blaisdell Center, Honolulu, Hawaii, for International Women's Gymnastics, the USA versus China. Now, this has become a traditional meet that always produces spectacular performances. But, Nancy, 1973, when you were on the U.S. team and the two teams first met, wasn't quite that way.
There is quite a difference between the two teams. In 1973, the Chinese were playing catch-up. They had been out of international competition for several years, and they were coming back trying to sort of regain some international stat. Now, 8 years later, they can already boast of a world champion, Ma Yan-hung, on the uneven parallel bars. And they're serious medal contenders for the 1984 Olympics in Los Angeles.
And the U.S. team has some great competitors here as well. And this is one of them, Beth Pope, who tied for first place in the vault competition held earlier.
Beth is a young dynamo, new to the U.S. national team. Just watching her vault, she has a promising future.
Beth Pope scored a 9.65, as did veteran Chinese competitor Li Ling.
Doing the same vault, Beth did a Sukahara with a full twist and a great landing, clean vault.
Also tied for first, Zhu Zhang, a newcomer to the Chinese-U.S. duel.
Also doing the Sukahara with the full twist, one of the most difficult vaults there is to do.
Nancy, when I think of women's gymnastics, the first event that comes to mind, the uneven parallel bars, and then immediately I think of the performances of Nadia Comaneci and Olga Korbut. Is there anyone in this field who can rival their performances?
Oh, definitely, Greg. We have the co-world champion right now competing from China, Ma Yan-hung, and she looks just as good as ever.
And as gymnastics improves, it gains a wider audience. And among the many people here, Wayne Newton, Las Vegas singer-entertainer. And he'll be watching Michelle Goodwin.
Michelle's going for a very difficult mount. Very unique. I don't think I've ever seen anyone else do that mount.
And a difficult mount like that, Nancy, must psych her up for the entire routine.
This is one of Michelle's best events, working very smoothly. Lots of strength. Here comes her dismount. Wow! Unbelievable. Greg, lots of difficulty in that routine, but I think she needs a little bit more work to perfect it.
The crowd certainly appreciates it. A most expressive audience here.
Michelle actually does a tumbling stunt before she goes for the mount. A little sloppy on the landing, but very, very difficult. She said it was the first time she's done that in competition.
Michelle Goodwin, a 9.45. The Chinese, perhaps the best in the world on this, yet to come.
Performances. Look at this twisting. Extension in the legs, straight arms, cast a handstand, another full twist.
Chinese, dynamic, innovative, and not afraid to take chances.
Heck with a pike back out. Unbelievable dismount.
And there is no mistaking how this crowd feels about that routine. Tang Zhao.
Quite a creative routine, Greg. We mentioned twisting. Watch how tight Tang Zhaoli's body is here. Right up to a handstand. There's one twist. Now she goes again 1.5 times around. Very tight, very controlled.
The 5 judges give her a 9.6. This is Wu Jiani, a youngster on the Chinese team whom the coaches feel will be great in all 4 women's disciplines.
Wu Jiani also has a very creative routine. Good free hip circles. And watch this. Heck, over the bar. Flex the flexibility that's involved. Right into a front somersault.
Like a contortionist there, unfolding herself.
Greg, I would describe this routine as an explosive one. Here comes her dismount. Watch this. Heck with a back somersault out. Wow. Terrific routine.
Wu Jiani, described as shy. Her personality, though, obviously comes out when she's on the uneven parallel bars. And look at that smile.
Let's watch some of her creativeness. There's a back stalter. Now she's going to vault over the high bar, reaching behind her and grabbing that bar. That takes a lot of flexibility and a lot of strength. More difficulty, she goes right into a front somersault.
Fluid and graceful, Wu Jiani scores a 9.75 and wins approval from her most discriminating audience, her own teammates. Mayor Eileen Anderson in the crowd enjoying the competition. And they will enjoy this competitor, Zhu Zheng. 19 years old, this is her best event.
Zhu Zheng has a dynamic routine. Good free hip circle, back stalter, right up into the handstand. And that's what the judges are looking for. There's another vault over the bar with a half twist.
From Shanghai, she did not compete when the U.S. and Chinese teams last met.
There's her dismount. No flaws in that routine.
Zhu Zheng, third in the uneven parallel bars at the 1980 World Cup. And it appeared that that performance was better than third.
The Chinese coaches feel that Zhu Zheng may well be their best competitor at the Olympics in 1984. Look at the extension here and how high she is off that bar. Full twisting dismount. Good landing.
Zhu Zheng, the score, 9.8. And she is most pleased with that one. Now, the 1979 world champion on the uneven parallel bars. This is Ma Young-hong.
Look at the determination in those eyes. I really enjoy watching Ma work. Just so smooth, and I feel like she has complete control. Look at that. Clear hip circle into a full twist. Hex off the bar, half twist.
One thing I've noticed, Nancy, the Chinese girls appear to have longer hand guards.
That makes it easier for the girls to hold on to the rail. Oh, fight for the handstand.
The world champion has fallen off, and it appears she's decided that's enough. But her coach has said, back up, finish.
Actually, Ma was done with most of her routine, so she could count that fall as her dismount, but I think her coach wanted her to get back up and do her real dismount. Watch this, Greg. Hacked off with a full twisting back somersault. Tremendous.
One bad mistake overcome by a brilliant finish for world champion Ma Young-hong.
Ma has to be disappointed. Let's see the problem that she had on the handstand. Look at the extension. Good arms, good legs. Right up into the handstand. If she lets her heels go over a little bit too far, she fights to try and pull it back, but no such luck. Greg, let's watch the dismount. A few years ago, we all thought that this was physically impossible. Doing a hex off the high bar, going in the forward direction, and then you have to change and go backwards, doing a back somersault, and she adds a full twist.
Ma Young-hong, a bad mistake eclipsed by a brilliant finish. The score, 9.35. And the winner of the bars, Zhu Zheng, who also leads in the all-around. In the team competition,
And he just dropped out of the sky.
Li Ning did not compete when we saw the U.S. versus China a few months ago, but he has exploded onto the scene recently.
Another nice pike double back. He really gets some height in his tumbling. Ooh, the flare circles on the floor with a spindle. Tremendous.
We will see many innovations from the Chinese throughout today's competition, and that is one of them.
Very straight handstand, nice solid line. A straddled side summy.
Amazing how relaxed he looks, Bart, considering his hectic performing schedule of recent.
He just returned from Romania from the University Games, and I'm sure he's very tired from all of his travel. His last run should be a double back. Oh, nice.
18-year-old Li Ning starts off the Chinese with a near-perfect-looking performance. And plays to the crowd.
Let's look at Li Ning's tumbling run again. He's very quick here. Gets off the ground, up into the air, and just drops it right in.
Excellent height, the score, 9.75. And now the strongest tumbler on the Chinese team, Li Yuju, 5'4" tall, all rippling muscle.
Oh, great. Excellent. A double twisting double back. One of the most difficult stunts in tumbling in all the world today. Li's second run should be his original move. A side summy, side roll out. Fantastic.
Li has been competing in the United States quite a bit recently. This is his fourth trip within the last 2 years, so he is comfortable here.
No problem on the press to handstand. Oh, high back flip, punch front 1 1/4. Great punch off the floor.
Everything fitting together with perfect form.
Now, Li should attempt a full twisting double back on the dismount. Only seen by one other performer in the whole world. Oh, there it is. Excellent. Fantastic dismount.
Li Yuju, the best Chinese tumbler, has an excellent performance.
Let's look again at the side 1 3/4. There's good speed in the round off. Excellent lift in the air. Great. Dive roll out. Very nice original element.
And the judges give power-packed Li a 9.85, the highest score in the floor exercise. In second place, Li Ning, and America's Jim Hartung takes third. In the team competition, the U.S. 47.85, the Chinese lead with 48.25.
We really do, Greg. Jim Hartung has always been very strong in the ring event, and I think he'll fare well against the Chinese. He's very strong, he swings very excellently, and has a big dismount, so it's going to be a good meet.
But the first American man will be Scott Johnson. And he has had a good meet so far, Bart.
Scott is looking very good. He is new to the national team, so I'm sure he's just lapping up all this experience. He's very strong in the upper body, and that's why he's good in this event.
Composing himself, completely still.
A nice shoot to handstand. Good tight body. And a giant swing.
Competitors try to keep the rings as quiet as possible.
A nice front handstand. Oh, and drop kip through to an L cross and a pull-out. Nice strength series. Not quite held long enough on the L cross, but I think he'll get the credit for it. Straight arm press to handstand. And the dismount. A giant to a pike, full twisting double back. Nice job.
And you can see that he is happy with it. Scott Johnson. 6,500 people filled this auditorium to watch this competition. The score for Scott Johnson, 9.75. And that must inspire our next competitor, Jim Hartung. Bart talked to him earlier about the U.S. team strategy and prospects.
Oh, I don't think we're going to do anything. No, we're just kind of counting on the fact that they are going to do some risky elements, and possibly, you miss a little on those risky elements. So we're going to try and stay with some, not stock routines, but just comfortable routines, and we should be real close.
Hartung, the 1981 NCAA all-around champion.
Jim starts with a flange. He gets his strength move away right at the beginning. A straight arm press to handstand. Good control so far. There's a back giant. He's picked up just a little bit of swing. Ooh, a nice front giant, and he just killed the swing. Good work. Here's his giant to dismount. Oh, great, a double twisting, double back.
And there is risk in those dismounts. Perhaps the most dangerous part of the rings routine, the possibility of catching the rings as you leave them. Jim Hartung, confident.
Here's the dismount again. Notice nice, tight body on the swing. Very fast. Good release. He gets in tight. 2 flips and 2 twists.
And the University of Nebraska senior gets a 9.75 from the 5 judges. And that issues a challenge to the Chinese. And the Chinese team will answer with Tong Fei. Winner of the all-around the last time the teams met. And a man of enormous upper body strength, Bart. You can see the muscles bulging as he hangs on the ring.
Greg, you know the Chinese team really encourages extra strength workouts. That's why they're so strong, and that's why they excel in this event. Very solid handstand. Nice giant swing. All right, inverted cross. A whip it to another cross. Great strength sequence.
And he looks so relaxed doing it. No strain.
Here's an L and a straight press to handstand. And a full twisting double back to a nice landing.
Tong Fei, the man the Chinese hope will beat the Russians. His score, 9.7. The 2 Americans still lead, Hartung and Johnson. And now, Li Ning, having a spectacular competition so far. Another great hope for the Chinese team in international competition. And a youngster, 18.
Li Ning is surprisingly strong considering his age. In this country, we normally don't encourage gymnasts to build a lot of bulk muscle until they're after 18 years old. But Ning is very strong.
Demonstrates it right off the top.
A flange to a nice iron cross. No problem. Another kip to L. And a press to handstand. A straight press. Excellent. That is very, very difficult.
Li Ning, the current leader in the men's all-around, running very close with Jim Hartung.
Good control in the back giant. An excellent front giant. Is his dismount the giant? Oh, great. A full twisting double back in pike, and he nailed it like a dart.
Li Ning playing to the crowd. Loud applause is seldom heard in China, but here in Honolulu, the crowd loves him, and he is basking in it.
It's a very quick giant swing. For his dismount, notice the full twisting double back pike position, and it's like he sinks his feet right in through the mat.
Li Ning score, 9.8. The all-around leader gets his first victory in the rings. In second place, Scott Johnson and Jim Hartung of the United States, 9.75, followed by Tong Fei. In the team competition, the U.S. 143.95. China leads with 140. The next event, men getting ready. Lots of danger in the high bar these days.
This is going to be a great event today, Greg. For both the American men's team and the Chinese men's team, this is really the most spectacular event. We're going to see a lot of risky release moves, of course, a big dismount, and you're not going to believe this, but a lot of one-arm giant swings. And the pressure going through the bottom on one hand is incredible, so I can't wait to see it.
And it will begin with Li Ning. Remember, suffered cramps after the parallel bar performance. His arms bothering him. Now the high bar, which taxes the arms to the ultimate, and he is in contention for the all-around.
Li Ning gets a good start with a straddled giant swing. Oh, nice one-arm giant.
The arms can't be bothering him now.
And also a reverse hex, a great release move. He seems to be having no trouble so far. Inverted giant swings.
Have to check out the dismount to see if his orientation is all right. Oh, 1, 2, 3, nice! Oh, it looked like his knees buckled a little bit on the landing, Greg.
Some trouble on the landing, but on the high bar, Li Ning is spectacular. And always the energy to acknowledge the crowd. But obviously, Bart, he is not feeling well, very weak, rejecting water from the coach, and collapsing in the corner. He has spent it all in 6 events.
Here's the triple back dismount. Notice the very fast giants. Really cranking now. He kicks into the flip with 1, 2, 3 flips, and right in there.
Li Ning score 9.8. Courageously, he has overcome the muscle cramps and gone on to an excellent performance. And now the next man, another threat on the high bar, Tong Fei.
This is probably Tong Fei's best event. He gets into his inverted giants right away. Now he can do one-arm giants on both arms. Notice right arm, and then switch to his left arm. Fantastic.
So confident, he almost seems cocky about it.
After the reverse hex, he'll get back into his giants. Fast giants. Oh, wild tap, and great, a double twisting double back.
And what height over the bar for Tong Fei. And Bart, he has shown real improvement on the high bar since we saw him compete in Peking. Tong Fei, cocky smile.
Here's the one-arm giants again. Notice he's so confident that he puts his left arm right next to the side of his body. And then again on the left side. The release move is the reverse hex. Very well done. Now the dismount has an unusual tap, one I've never seen before. Notice a huge pike arch. He releases the bar, 2 twists and 2 flips.
The score as high as his dismount, 9.85. And the crowd calls him out to acknowledge their cheers. And yet the best high bar performer on the Chinese team is yet to come. This is Zou Limin. Bart, there almost seems to be a plan here.
That's right, Greg. It's a typical team strategy to start with your weaker performers and save your best for last.
Imagine your weaker performer getting a 9.8. Zou Limin, when we saw him in China 2 nights in a row, a perfect 10 on the high bar.
A stalder with mixed grip. And there is one-arm giant, another one-arm giant, and a flowering half turn. He almost didn't catch that, Greg.
Enormous risk in this performance.
Nice stalder, hop stalder. And a straddle front, beautiful.
Long, lean Zou Limin doesn't appear to have this kind of strength, but when he's on the high bar, he becomes bionic.
He has very nice line and long, fluid swing. Here's the dismount, a full twisting double back, and nailed it.
It's all business for Zou Limin on the high bar. Perhaps the best in the world.
Okay, here's the one-arm giant. Notice beautiful stretch, using the other arm for balance. Now he'll go up, release, do a flip, a half twist, and try and re-grab. Here's the straddle front flip, an arch tap, front flip, turn around, and the bar is right where he left it. And a very nice dismount. Notice a back flip and then a back flip with a full twist, dropping it right in there.
And 21-year-old Zou Limin has gotten the highest score of the competition, a 9.95. And he is called out to the floor. And China crowds don't cheer too much. Here they have enjoyed every minute. This is Mario McCutcheon of the United States, an unusual story, 24 years old, didn't start competing until he was 16, and he is from the Bronx, New York.
Mario is a very stylish gymnast. Notice a nice presentation, good extension. Oh, and a nice reverse hack. Beautiful toe point.
Nice line. A hop change. An inverted giant.
Mario also has a body type that reminds me somewhat of the Chinese part. Very strong upper body.
Yes, he is very strong, and he uses that to his advantage. A nice straddle heck vault. So far, just great. Here's his dismount. 3 fast giants, and a pike open double back. Great job.
Mario McCutcheon very clean on the high bar.
Mario tends to be sort of a hot and cold gymnast, but when he's on, he's on.
Well, he was obviously on in this performance. And he knows it.
Here's the back stalder. Good stretch. And the reverse heck release move. Perfectly done. Here's his heck vault. Notice the release go way over the bar and come back down. Good control.
Only 8 years in the sport. Mario McCutcheon gets a 9.75 on the high bar. Next up, a man who is a veteran on the high bar. Tallest competitor on the U.S. team, Phil Cahoy.
Phil has always done an excellent job on this event. His nice long body lets him swing very easily and smoothly. There's a straddle heck vault. Not quite as high as Mario's, but very nicely done.
Cahoy was the highest scoring American the last time these two teams met.
Oh, and a nice front catch out of inverted giant. Difficult move. He'll pick up a little speed for his dismount. A full in pike back. Okay. Nice job.
Phil Cahoy, 20 years old, from the University of Nebraska. A clean performance. 1981 NCAA high bar champion and a member of the 80 U.S. Olympic team.
Here's the dismount Phil does. Notice the good stretch on the giants. He releases and does a layout flip in full twist and then a pike flip afterward.
Phil Cahoy's score, 9.75, a score that would win many competitions, but here against the Chinese, it's only worth 4th. Paced by Zou Limin's 9.95, the Chinese take the top 3 places in the high bar. And in the all-around, Ning wins 58.55 to America's Jim Hartung, 58.15. Team championship, the USA 280.